Hello Makerere, hello Kampala, hello Uganda, hello Africa, hello world. Wherever you're watching us from, this is a Sports Connect show. Your number one sports show in the world. Yes, today in our show I am very blessed with my pundits. I am having people with high knowledge in sports analysis. And yes, I'm going to start with this brother of mine here in white. He's going to introduce himself shortly before we continue.
Thank you very much. Just like you said, thank you very much, moderator. My name is Kelvin Mugabe, and I'm here to informatively and passionately discuss sports. Watch out for me.
Yes, the only lady in the house.
Hi everyone, hello Sports Fraternity. I'm Marius and welcome to Sports Connect, where we give you nothing but the best sports content all around the world. Yeah.
And my name is Lawrence Coco, Sports Connect team. I'm here to talk more on sports. Watch
yes, out. And this is the usual suspect, Godson Ochira. Yeah, the moderator at Sports Connect. Yeah, so today we are going to talk about something concerning. Number one, we're going to talk about the Europa and the UEFA Champions League draws that have just been announced 2 days back, and we are going to talk about the problem of Liverpool. If you've been following the Premier League very well, you can see that Liverpool has a problem. Well, the Sports Connect has got you covered that. We are also going to talk about your surprises. These pundits are going to be helping us to see and tell us what they think have been so surprising, because the truth is the Premier League is surprising all of us. The teams have come with vigor. A season where you cannot rule out any team from taking the league. Every team is still hopeful. Well, and lastly, we're going to be tackling the fixtures of the match day, match weekend 4. Now, don't blink, because if you blink, you will miss out. Keep it right at the Sports Connect. Well, on 25th Thursday, August 2022, the UEFA Champions League draw came out, and we saw reactions. Some people had some feelings that, and people are taking sides and saying, this is my group of death. This is the women's group. But yes, I'm blessed, as I told you, with my pundits, and they're going to be digesting for us and telling us why they think this group is the group of death and this is not the group of death. First and foremost, Marius, which group is the group of death according to you in this Champions League draw this year?
Well, according to me, I think Group C is the group of death, because if you come to look at Bayern Munich has prepared very well for this season by buying some strikers and also reorganizing their team. And Barcelona is also coming back to its feet. Inter Milan is also some good teams. So I think it's a group of death for Victoria, especially. But even the other teams are also not safe, because anything can happen in this group. Yeah.
Well, some people say Victoria is the only woman in that group. Anyway, I don't have a say about that. Mugabe Kevin.
Yes, sir.
What is the group of death? Do you go with Marius's idea?
Yeah, I beg to differ from her, saying that Group C is the group of death. To me, a sports analyst, I look at Group G as being my group of death. Group G, we are having Man City, we are having Sevilla, we are having Borussia Dortmund, and then we are having FC Copenhagen. Looking at Manchester City is hungry for Champions League. You know that. Looking at Sevilla, these boys from Spain, as well, these people, they have been Europa champions for over 5 times.
True.
They had a 3-peat consecutively under Unai Emery. So these boys are not newcomers in the European competition. Yeah. They are not newcomers in Europa or Champions League. Then talking about Borussia Dortmund. Yes, we understand Erling Braut Haaland was scooped from Borussia Dortmund, but this doesn't deny the fact that it's still a strong team. It is challenging Bayern in Bundesliga. Then FC Copenhagen, people, just like Sheriff surprised you by beating Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Watch out for Copenhagen. This is the group of death. Group G, according to me. And you will watch it. You will allude everything to me if at all my prophecy comes out right.
Interesting, interesting. Most people say Dortmund is a toothless barking dog. It barks so loud, but it seldom bites. Is it true according to you? Please keep them comments coming in the comment section. We shall be getting
But we
to
had
greet them.
we had a final
later.
between Bayern and Dortmund, if you remember,
Yes.
under Jurgen Klopp
Mhm.
before he left. So it's never a barking dog, and it will never be a barking dog.
But that was about 7 years.
7 years
so back. But anyway, time
History
will tell.
repeats itself.
Yes, Coco Lawrence, group of death.
Yeah, thank you very much. My group of death, I would agree with Maria. Group C, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Victoria Plaza. The three big boys, Bayern, Barcelona, and Inter, will sort it out very hard. Even when Muller came out after that draw, Muller came out and said, Leo will welcome back to Bayern. So he's welcoming back to Lewandowski to the Alliance. And again, with the history, Bayern treats Barcelona very well in this competition, and Barcelona has been that in the building process. And Inter has been a challenger in Serie A. You can't say it's a small team as it used to be then. So Inter is going to put a big fight for this competition, and Victoria Pleasant will have to sort out for the fourth position. They really have no space here. But I think the best team, Bayern, will be the first, and Barcelona and Inter will sort it out. And I think Barcelona might go back again to Europa League like they did last season.
Well, you need to know that between Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and Inter Milan, one of them has to go for Europa League.
Yeah.
And a pundit has said that it might be Barcelona. What do you think? Yes. Yeah. In other groups, Group A, we have Ajax, Napoli, Liverpool, and Rangers. Group B, we have Porto, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Club Brugge. Group C, we have Bayern Munich, the group of death, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Victoria Pleasant, the only lady in the group. Yes, we have Group B, we have Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham Hotspurs, Sporting CP Marseille. Then in Group B, we have AC Milan, Chelsea, we have FC Salzburg, we have Dynamo Zagreb. Then in Group F, we have Real Madrid, the UEFA Champions League champions. We have RB Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, then Celtic. In Group G, we have Manchester City, we have Sevilla, we have Borussia Dortmund, then Copenhagen. Then Group H, we have PSG, Juventus, Benfica, Maccabi, Haifa. I don't know why people are not talking about Group H as being a dangerous group, but anyway, you will be watching it and you'll be we shall keep in touch with the Sports Connect. Yes, and on the 26th too, we had the Europa League. People are going to be playing on the ladies' night on Thursdays. The Europa League draw also came out. So I don't see any group of death there. It looks like they're well balanced, but yeah, maybe some little submission about the Europa League of this season. You can submit something small about the Europa League this season. Kevin Live.
Okay, I will completely ride on my point of saying Group C in Champions League before we shift to Europa is not a group of death, because you understand, it's like Champions League is scripted. We know the fate of Barcelona and Bayern. It's always 8-2. It's always 10-0. Also, so
On aggregate.
yes, on aggregate. So telling me that it's a group of death beats my understanding. I beg to differ with the fellow pundits. And then talking about Inter Milan, this is not the Inter Milan of Antonio Conte. The Inter Milan that we had, where Antonio Conte could bring the aggressiveness on the line and tells my boys, you can do this. Lautaro Martinez is good, but then he's lacking the supportive force of
Lukaku is back.
Yes, Lukaku is back, I understand, but you know the fate of Premier League has tortured him, so the general mood of him is not that good. So shifting to Europa League, just like you said, we understand, and this is where the big teams in Premier League lie for now, because of whatever's been happening. We're having Arsenal. I don't see a group of death here, only that this Group E, where Manchester United lies, can prove to become a group of death in one way or the other. Manchester United is a big team, everyone knows that, and they qualified for death after what? After a goal from who? It was Cristiano who fought hard to see Manchester United in Europa League.
Yes.
Mr. Champions League is going to play Europa. He can't
For the first time.
For the first time.
In history.
entire career. So Mr. Champions League is going to play Europa, and Manchester United possibly is going to make out of this group. Leo Sociedad is not a simple team, by the way, in Spain, so we should watch out for it as well. Sheriff surprised people last season in Champions League after battering and mauling Madrid.
I remember very well.
It mauled Madrid, and very many people expected it, by the way, to make it to group stages. So the Harvest didn't manufacture that much. So I don't see any group of death here, only that Group E is a bit hectic and very hard. Arsenal is going to make it with PSV and very many other teams, Dynamo Kiev, Rennes and Fenerbahce, Roma of Mourinho and Rudo Great Strasbourg, they are going to make it. But my group of death here is Group E, though it's not that very sensitive. Yeah.
Well, that is very true. Do you have anything to submit about Europa?
No.
Thank you very much. Do you have anything to submit about this Europa?
Maybe before we go to Europa, I wanted to give my best two teams who will go for the round of 16 in the Champions League. Yeah.
Come on, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I think Liverpool will top Group A, then Napoli will be second, Ajax will go to the Europa and Rangers to the Conference League. And Group B, I'm seeing Atletico Madrid battling with Bayer Leverkusen and FC Porto and Bruges fighting for the third position. So FC Porto might go to Europa League. In Group C, like I said before, Bayern and Inter will go to the round of 16. Barcelona will have to go back to the Europa League, and Victoria Pleasant, the only lady, as you said, will go and play ladies' night on Thursday. Then in the Group D, Tottenham, Eintracht Frankfurt, Sporting CP and Marseille. This is a group of underdogs everyone can go through, but I think Tottenham will top that group. And last season's Europa League winners, Frankfurt will be the second. CP will go to the Europa. Marseille have to go back to conference because Marseille is that hopeless team
But they have Dimitri Payet.
That's, and he's very old.
And
you
they
can't
signed
base on him.
Eric Bertrand Bailey
Yes.
yesterday.
Yeah,
So-
and in our Group E, we have AC Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, and Dynamo Zagreb. I think Chelsea and AC Milan will go, and Salzburg might go to Conference League, and Dynamo Zagreb will go to the Europa League. Real Madrid, Leipzig, Leipzig can disappoint you in any time. Celtic is not that team you can trust. They are good at conceding goals. So I think Real Madrid,
especially after Brendan Rodgers' departure.
yeah. So I think Madrid will top this group, and Leipzig will be second. Shakhtar Donetsk will fight with Leipzig, but they will go to the Europa League, and Celtic have to go to Conference League. I think that's where they deserve to be.
Yeah.
Manchester City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen. Man City will top this group, followed by Sevilla, and maybe Dortmund will come in the third position. But Phil Foden likes scoring Dortmund very, very well. But I think Man City will discipline Dortmund in this group.
So Erling Brandt is going to revenge.
Yeah, Erling Brandt is getting back
Revenge
home.
about what? Is there a problem he has with Dortmund?
Yeah, but score
We can't say revenge, but he's getting back from. He's going to surprise
He's going to do
his
business.
former
No, there's
bosses.
nothing personal.
Yeah, he's facing his former bosses, as we can say. PSG, Juve, Benfica, Maccabi Haifa. I think PSG will top this group. Juve is still struggling with building. Benfica will go to Europa League. And in my Europa League stages, I think this is a fair draw, like it has never been. New teams on board. Yeah. I don't see any big thing. I'm just saying Manchester United like struggling with while playing Spanish teams.
Real Sociedad is one of them.
Yeah. So I think they'll give them a run for their money. And Sheriff is not that team you can keep an eye off. They can do anything at any time. And in the Group A of Arsenal, PSV, Bordeaux disciplined West Ham last season in the Conference League. Yeah, they disciplined West Ham very well in the last season. So I think Bordeaux will give these two teams, Arsenal and PSV, a run for their money. And the rest of the stage, the groups, I don't think it's a big one. Yeah.
This has been a very discussive moment, and we shall see. You see, it's only time that can tell, and everything that surrounds football ends in the pitch.
Yep.
It is only judged in the pitch. Teams are going to question each other.
And then briefly, Godson, my point here is all English teams are going to progress to group stages. That's all I can say.
In the Champions League or Europa?
Yeah, in the Champions League.
Well,
Even Europa.
Well, it looks like because
all those teams in
the
English
past
Premier
in the
League.
past 7 years,
Yeah.
Premier League has done far better than all the other
Well, I believe they're going to progress.
the other leagues. We have been bringing finalists in the Champions League, in Europa, and so on. Yeah, well, when we return, we are going to tackle the problem of Liverpool. The Sports Connect will tackle the problem of Liverpool. Does it look like it's getting out of hand, the situation at Anfield this time round? Well, don't even blink. Keep it with us, because when we come back, we shall talk about the problem of Liverpool at the Sports Connect. Yes, welcome back. The problems of Liverpool is what we are back for. We are determined to break this down today, because we don't want people to just be thinking or what, but we want to talk as pundits.
Yeah.
I'm well surrounded with people who are going to help you, to tell you what they think the problem of Liverpool is. Marius,
Yes.
it has been 3 games.
Yeah.
Liverpool are still looking for their first win of the season 2022-2023. We saw they drew the first 2 games and then they lost humbly, terribly, hands down against Manchester United. Well, that game against Manchester United actually exposed a lot. It exposed a lot of problems. One of the pundits might tell you that they see no problem. Some will tell you they see a problem, but this is what we are up to now. I want to start with Marius. Marius, what is the problem of Liverpool according to your submission and your outlook?
Well, according to me, I think like for now, Liverpool came into the season unready, because when you see the pre-season matches, the pre-season Liverpool was struggling. These first matches they are still struggling. I think they are not yet ready for the season. They haven't made enough preparations, because you can see they don't have a midfielder, like a reliable midfielder. That's what I mean. Milner is getting old, Henderson is old, Harvey is not reliable. So I think they need to sign a midfielder. And I think another problem is fatigue. Liverpool has been playing for almost the same team for the past 5 to 6 years. So these are human beings who use blood, they're not machines. So these people also get tired. So I think they are very exhausted for now, and they just need a fresh team for rotation.
Marius, how about I interrupt you a little bit and say that you're talking about fatigue, using the same team for 5 years.
Yes.
But it looks like when it is summertime and it's of the season time, all these teams go for a break. You understand? But still, even if these players were changed and they were sold to some other teams, they would still go there to play football. So I don't know, but do you really think it's fatigue?
Well,
you can continue with your submission.
how the way it's differing from other clubs is that Liverpool is playing in more competitions than the rest of the clubs in the English Premier League. Because if you can look at last season, Liverpool was almost in every competition.
Likewise to Man City, and
likewise
it's doing
Man
well
City.
right
But
now.
those teams left some time back, right? So they don't have anything else to show.
Once
But
they ended semi-finals,
Liverpool went to every final last season, right?
played one more game than City.
One more game. But still, they are playing every game like a final, because they were chasing Man City. They were chasing Man City that point behind. So like they are playing every game like a final. So I think they are just exhausted, and they'll get back to their feet with time. Yes.
So that is a problem at Liverpool right now.
That's what I think.
Thank you very much. Mugabe Kevin.
Yes.
We are so blessed, as I told the viewers a few minutes back, to have you on the panel.
Yes, sir.
But now you're going to help the viewer and us in the panel to tell us what you think is the problem at Liverpool.
Yeah. Liverpool, they have their slogan of "You will never walk alone." These guys are walking alone.
Okay.
I'm telling you. So I'll beg to differ from her submissions about fatigue also. But it's not always good in discussions to build on what your friend has said. So I'll begin with my points, but I will be riding on hers as well, in contrast. So a match between Manchester United and Liverpool, a match between the Reds at the Theatre of Dreams, exposed a lot of things that are happening backdoor in Liverpool. As us, people from Manchester, were celebrating the demeanor on El Ten Hag after all.
You're also here, you double in your capacity as a Manchester United fan.
Don't use the emotions.
But then, what is this?
For the love of the city, because we are from the same city, and we are just dominating Premier League. If City wins it or Man U wins it, it's in our city.
Please go ahead.
It goes back home.
Yeah, so it goes back home. Yeah. And so, for the love of the city, I don't own this. But then, talking about the problems at Liverpool, these people they have been happy for a long time, and it's their time to suffer. These people are going to suffer.
Wow.
So to start with the problems at Liverpool, I will begin with a usual problem, an obvious problem, which is injuries.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we understand that Liverpool is having a lot of injuries, and Klopp is having decimated options. Liverpool is having Thiago Alcantara
Injury prone.
injured. We are having Fabinho. Keita. We are having Konate. Very many people are injured, and this time we understand that the absence of Thiago Alcantara has been felt because this man sets the team rhythm and tempo. His passing.
He's a dictator.
He's a dictator in the midfield. He can dominate you. His passing can break and disorganize every good defense on this planet. I'm telling you, Thiago Alcantara. So his absentia and his injury is affecting the team directly. And then Nunes also, he self-inflicted this on himself. Because you can't tell me that you can start doing Zidane things after just coming to Premier League. Giving someone a headbutt was not called for. People should try to control themselves. So he's affecting Liverpool as well. Then another problem I think is the midfield. Liverpool is lacking in the midfield. We understand that Liverpool boasts of not just signing any other player, just like Man United. They sign players if they realize that it's going to be useful in their system.
Yeah, just like Klopp said, they sign the best.
Yes, they sign the best, but all their midfield guns are having challenges. All your guns. Henderson is off form. Milner is old. You understand? You know, you saw what happened to Milner with Sancho.
Almost broke his hand.
Yes. Harvey Elliott is young.
Jones is not consistent.
Curtis Jones is. So we are having Liverpool is having no options in the midfield. Fabinho just passed a fitness test to come and feature to an angry Manchester United that was like a hydra ready to swallow everyone. Yes. So then another point is the slow starts at Liverpool. We understand that if you want to win a game, every genius will tell you this, that if you want to win a game, don't allow your opponent to score you first. But this has been the trend at Liverpool. For the past 7 Premier League matches, they have accepted to be scored first. You understand that even at Craven Cottage, Fulham scored, Mitrovic was disturbing VVD, Virgil van Dijk, minute in, minute out. Even at Manchester United, after Sancho scoring, Liverpool tried to pull back themselves. And trying to pull back themselves, Rashford said, you guys, we did this at finals of Euro after us missing. So after Sancho scoring, who missed as well, I should as well score. He gave you another one. So Liverpool struggled hard to bring themselves back on foot by getting a consolation from Salah. So I think these people are sluggish as of now. Their start is always slow. They are sluggish, they have no intensity, the physicality is alarming. So I think it's all about complacency, no fitness, and then a collective lack of confidence. Liverpool is not confident. The noise that we used to receive at Anfield is no longer there. So I think there's a problem in Manchester.
Well, I don't know, but why haven't you mentioned Naby Keita? I don't know how. I don't know why I still believe in Naby Keita right now.
But
He's the best midfielder in Liverpool.
I think he's even
But
out
he
of
Putting
favor
injury
at the
around.
club.
Putting injury around, but he's very injury prone.
Yeah, he's injury prone, but he has the talent.
But Naby Keita has a talent.
Yes,
but
it's
Naby
like-
Keita now is not the player you rely on. And Alcantara.
Naby Keita is good, but he's proving himself to be the Ronaldo Darima of this generation. Ronaldo da Lima was super talented. Because I was watching something this morning on SPN, and Naby Keita was trying out this hit post test, hitting the post, and he was doing it perfectly, even better than Salah. So I think Naby Keita is talented, but injuries. Yeah, then another problem at Liverpool is key men. The key men are not delivering. We understand
Meant
that.
to watch.
Yes, the people we should watch out for, not the Liverpool.
So you also
We
go with the
understand-
statement that they are missing Sadio Mane.
I'm coming there. So,
Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of
I
yourself.
understand
Yeah.
that.
That's
The key man at Liverpool, for example, Virgil van Dijk. This Dutch man is not delivering.
Yeah.
He's not himself.
He's never the same.
So, comparing him to Vidic is losing meaning one of these days, because he was humiliated by Valverde in Champions League final last season, where very many memes have been done in him. Even Sancho humiliated this man here.
but then
Instead of going to confront the man was just pulling back.
I think Milner blamed him in that game you saw. He would have pulled.
Instead of
Cover.
going to cover, he was just pulling
No,
behind
like,
hands
for
like
me,
this.
For me, I was already beaten. Why I couldn't look up?
Yeah, so he was failing to close in, and then he was just giving Sancho space. So this man, even Mitrovic at Fulham,
By the
Yeah.
way, yes.
Mitrovic dribbled VVD.
He bullied.
He bullied VVD, the best centre back of this generation. So Arnold also, by the way, on Arnold.
Oh, true.
Arnold is not himself. Arnold was terrorized by Elanga and
Tired.
Rashford. Not tired.
But I think in
So-
that game against Fulham, Mitrovic came in the flank of Arnold and before going to Van Dijk and getting an old Van Dijk off form.
You see?
He
So
passed.
even Henderson, by the way, Henderson has been poor all through. So I think this is all emblematic of whatever is happening in Merseyside. And then Klopp needs to rediscover the form of his guns and say, Salah, this is our thing, we can do it. VVD, this is our thing, we can do it. You understand? Then another thing is the missing man.
Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane, he's an African god.
You know this man, his beautiful start at
A
Allianz
football
Arena
machine.
in Bayern Munich sends a clear signal to us that Liverpool is missing their main man.
Their treasure.
I want to invite you to my school of thought that Sadio Mane was doing all the dirty work for Salah.
He was the man behind.
Yes, he was the man behind all this. The way Tijo Mori is behind the camera now. Yes?
Big ups
Yeah.
to him.
Big ups to you, man. Yes. So Sadio Mane was doing all the dirty work. He was the cook. He was cooking for Salah. For Salah just to serve.
Just to chew.
Just to
and
chew.
swallow.
Not and swallow. You
Yeah.
understand? So he was the mauler, and then the rest was coming in for Salah. Simply, that's why Salah is struggling. By the way,
He's
if you've noticed
struggling
it,
a lot.
yes, the blend of dynamism, physicality, and mentality that Mane had proved to be the pivot, and he was the main man of Liverpool. I was reading a talk today on Goal and DR report on Twitter, and then these people were saying that Liverpool is missing Mane, but media can't tell you this because he's an African.
He's an
anyway.
African, yeah.
But if he was someone from Europe, they would be saying they are missing money. So I think,
All peppers would be ready.
yeah, then another problem is hangover. Hangover. We should know that Liverpool, most of the last games that they play were at knife edge.
Yeah.
They are playing these games as if they are finals. So these people, I think, hangover. But then I beat my understanding again and I say, even Man City. Because if you're chasing, the one they're chasing and the one who is chasing, who runs faster?
The one chasing.
The one chasing.
Yeah.
The
I
one they
think
are
the one they are
chasing.
chasing
The one
runs faster.
chasing.
The one
Not
they
so-
are chasing runs faster.
But the one chasing also runs very fast.
Yeah.
The one chasing runs faster.
If the one chasing runs faster, then you will go past the one that is chasing.
I want
Yeah,
to tell
so-
you that it will depend on the gap between the chaser.
Just didn't happen
and the-
back.
Yeah,
the
so
one that
so
chasing.
I
The
believe
one chasing chased faster.
Man City also played more games. Yeah, because on record, City played 62 games and then Liverpool played 63 games.
63.
Yes, last season. But then I want to challenge myself to say that these people are fatigued. How are they fatigued? Because we understand Real Madrid under Zinedine Zizou won 3 consecutive Champions League, 3-peat. And these they are very people that were using Cristiano Ronaldo, Marcel,
Modric, Casemiro.
Cruz, Casemiro, Lucas Vasquez,
Ramos,
Varane, Carvajal.
Cavaja,
These are the
A
very people.
moment, Kevin.
Eh,
Like the
Marcelo.
momentum in the
They
Premier
play.
League is not the same as the momentum in other leagues.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's true, but then for the top elite competition in Europe, Champions League, you see the intensity in Champions League.
But the
it's
Premier
bigger than
League
that
is
in
more
Premier League.
intense.
Premier League is just too physical.
Yeah, it's
But
too
then
physical, so you can't compare
intensity-
the other leagues to Premier League.
Yeah, so I understand. But then the intensity in Champions League is bigger than because
Yeah.
Champions League gives us the biggest nights in European football. Then the general mood at Liverpool, by the way. These people have been happy for so long. But I believe they're going back to their usual days.
Wow.
Liverpool is going to cry. But then my point here,
Are you
because
saying glory days are over?
glory
They
days
not,
are over for
they
them.
not.
Glory days are over
They
for
are
Liverpool. And history will, I mean, the future will say all this.
Yeah.
You people are going to suffer, I'm telling you. But then, all I need to tell Liverpool, because if you're having a discussion like this, you should as well provide a solution. My moderator, Godson, I want to tell Liverpool that they need to bounce back because their fans are walking alone now.
Yeah.
The glory days is like they're shifting from Merseyside to Manchester and London. Because we understand there's a team there at the top. So Liverpool should rediscover itself and then start delivering, by the way, just like their fans expect.
Otherwise, disaster is coming.
Yes.
Otherwise, the earlier the better.
Yeah.
Every weekend there are games.
Yeah.
Yes. I want us to take a very short break again before we come and break down your surprises of the season and then the match day. Stick with us at the Sports Connect. Manchester United,
Chelsea FC, Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspurs.
who will?
Win the league.
Football is the game. Football is the name of the game. Sports Connect. Well, welcome back. But before we go any further, I want to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sports Connect Show. And yeah, subscribe to that channel, like, comment, share, and please ring that notification bell so that every time we have a new upload, you're the first person that gets to know. It comes right at your disposal. Yeah, as we were going for the break, I had said we would come and talk about our surprises of the season.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm very surprised. There are things that are going on in the season that I did not believe that would happen. I don't know from your point of view, our viewer, if you're surprised, but well, as I told you, you can keep commenting and telling us what was your surprise. But yes, in the panel here, I want to start with Marius. Marius, really, this season, are you surprised by anything?
Yeah,
In
like-
1 minute, please tell us.
My surprise of the season so far is Liverpool going 3 matches winless. Yeah, that's my surprise.
Yo, well, that is a surprise too.
And my surprise is obvious, and there's a small team there at the top. We don't know how it got there, but we know how it's going to end.
Yeah.
So, my surprise. Then another surprise is
You have to tell us that too.
Which
it's
team
called,
is that?
It's called Arsenal.
Oh,
that
big
team.
team.
That team. That team. After Gabriel Liza signing for it, he ceased playing Champions League. So putting that aside, Manu also, by the way, the tactical genius Erik ten Hag starting off badly like that is also alarming. But we expect him to bounce back. It has been a surprise to me because I expected him to thump every Premier League team, but losing to Brentford 4-0 was unacceptable.
cool.
Yeah.
What is your surprise?
I think my surprise is in the transfer markets where small teams are spending, mostly in England. You can see West Ham is recruiting there, 9 Everton, and Newcastle spending 64 for Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad. That's so overwhelming. I think teams are trying to build, and they don't want to be called those small teams they used to be. Yeah, survival now. I think that's my surprise.
Yeah, and well, it's match week 4 in the Premier League, and in some regions it's match week 3. We're going to be tackling briefly some of the biggest matches, the matches to watch. Yes, in a few. And so, yeah, Lawrence, you could take us through the fixtures of this of some of the regions.
Yeah, in England we are having Manchester United at 2:30 taking on Southampton. Southampton is at home. Brentford taking on Everton, Brighton, Leeds, Chelsea, Leicester, Liverpool, Bournemouth at 5, Manchester City, Crystal Palace at 5, Arsenal, Fulham at 5. That is in England. And in La Liga we have Elche taking on Real Sociedad, Real Vallecano, Mallorca, Almeria taking on Sevilla. And in Serie A, the big game, you have Juventus at home taking on Rome, Mourinho's Rome, and AC Milan taking on Bologna. I think Dortmund is taking on Hertha Berlin. Hertha Berlin is at home. They started the season well. I think those are the biggest games in big leagues. And Bayern Munich taking on Borussia Mönchengladbach. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there are some games to watch. I don't know in the Premier League what is the game of the weekend you think.
I think the early kickoff we are having Manchester United in few minutes from now.
Southampton, yes.
Yeah.
But is that the game of the weekend?
My game of the weekend is Chelsea versus Leicester.
Yeah, by the way.
Yeah, Chelsea versus Leicester. I think it's a big game, yeah.
Chelsea Leicester, because Chelsea has just lost Chelsea has lost to Leeds.
To Leeds, yeah.
Yeah, at Elland Road. And even Leicester City under Brendan Rodgers
We can
has
just
not
say
even
Chelsea
gotten.
has lost. Chelsea was just disciplined.
It was thumped.
Yes.
Yeah, so it suffered miscallingly. Yes, miscallingly at the hands of Leeds. So I believe my biggest match is Chelsea, Leicester, because even Leicester has not even won a game this season. It's number 19.
1 point. Has 1 point.
Yeah, they have not won a game.
One
So
had 1 point in the relegation zone.
may I believe they are going to start their game of survival, their point of survival today on
From
Chelsea.
this day.
Yes.
Yes. How will Chelsea respond to the questions Leicester City will ask them? Will depend on the lineup. You know, this is football depends on a lot of things. But anyway, yeah, in Italian Serie A, I think
Juventus.
and Roma. That is the biggest game. The
Yeah.
Mourinho of this era.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Versus
yeah.
Allegri.
Versus Allegri. But then, yeah, I think we can predict. What do you think will be the outcomes of those games that we think?
Yeah, I think, but first of all, maybe my biggest game is Manchester City taking on Crystal Palace.
How did we forget that game?
Yeah.
It's a big game, by the way.
It's a biggest game.
I want to
because-
let you know that every season Crystal Palace at least beats Manchester City once
Yeah.
in the Premier League.
Uh,
It can happen either home or away. But I also want to let you know that every season when Man City is from a poor performance or is from a game where they struggle, they come and manipulate, they come and humiliate. What will it be like?
Yeah.
What would you stake if you were to bet that game?
Yeah. And I think Crystal Palace have been doing well quite this season. You saw what they did to Arsenal, even though Arsenal won that game, but they played some good football. So I think my biggest game of the week is Manchester City taking on Crystal Palace, and they will find it hard to win it.
Well, predict.
Let me start with the Manchester United game against Southampton. Southampton is at home. They always do good while playing at Manchester United and in such early kickoffs. And James Ward-Prowse knows gear
free
very
set
well
piece.
on
piece.
set
We
piece.
expected
Yeah.
free kick.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, by the
Super
way,
good.
in the last 2 seasons, if you watch Manchester United's game, they have been struggling on set pieces.
Yeah.
And Southampton is good on that. Bednarek can head you that ball in the net. Ward-Prowse can score you that free kick.
Well, we
yeah.
know that. So
Yeah.
you can give us the score. What are those
Yes.
scores?
And I think Manchester United will pick it from 1-0. They'll win 2-1.
They'll win 2-1.
Yeah.
Thank
At
you
St.
very
Mary's.
much.
So
Okay,
I believe at
predicts.
St. Mary's, the big boys, Manchester United, are taking it home. Then Crystal Palace, Man City. I believe Man City is going to take it as well.
Yeah.
City is going to take it. Although we struggled in pulling a draw at Newcastle, in the Oil Derby, but we are going to pull it. City
And
is going to
Chelsea,
take it.
Leicester?
Chelsea, Leicester. I believe Chelsea is taking it. So it's a weekend, not for surprises, but for the big boys.
Arsenal Fulham at 7:30.
Arsenal, Fulham is going to surprise people, by the way. Arsenal is losing this one. I'm
Wow.
telling
Losing
you.
this one.
Yes.
What?
Arsenal is losing this one.
It's okay.
Yes.
So time will judge you.
Time will judge.
Marius,
Mary,
please
in
predict
the
more
first
about
game.
this game.
Manchester
I'm
United.
predicting a 2-2 draw a 2-2 draw, Leicester versus Chelsea. Manchester United is going to win, and Arsenal is of course winning Fulham. Yeah, they're still on the top of that table. Yeah.
Well, it's been a blessing to have you. It's been a blessing to have you in the Sports Connect.
Yeah.
The Sports Connect will continue to surprise and meet your demands. Yes, thank you very much for tuning in, and please keep subscribing as I told you before, and we shall reach the top. Otherwise, for now, let me say bye.
Yeah, thanks for coming.